Hey guys, this is Tri-Killer, and I'm here to show you guys my Morphtronic deck. Now, you won't see me running very many meta decks. I'm not a big fan of them. I just like playing my fun decks. But you know, I place in the locals every top 4 pretty much every time, so I'm having fun. So here's the Morph deck. First, I run 3 Morphtronic Self-Ons. Pretty much basic engine of the Morphtronic deck. You roll a 6-sided die, reveal the top cards of your deck equal to the roll of the die. If there are any Morphtronics among them, you can special summon one to the field. Really nice card to first turn move or just to summon more monsters. Next card is Morphtronic Scopin. Really nice card, easy to get some pretty nasty synchros out. Power tool. I'll explain more about them later. But when in attack mode, special summon a level 4 from your hand. Well, you can. When in defense mode, he can be treated as level 4, but mostly you'll go with the attack mode move, summon him, special a level 4, and start syncing up. Now, if you guys have watched any other Morphtronic decks, you know everyone's just kind of like, oh my god, Remotants, they suck. But no, they are great cards, especially. Like, they're the tuners, and when in attack mode, remove a Morph in your graveyard, add one of the same level from your deck to your hand. So, you know, it keeps your hand alive. It's amazing draw power, especially if you can keep it alive. Plus, it's a tuner, so you can synchro with it when you need to. Morphtronic Boomboxin. Pretty much a nice 4-star monster for Scopin. Plus, effect in attack position, it can attack twice per turn and during the battle phase. So it's attacks 12, you attack twice direct, it's 24. If you beef him up with some nice equips, well then you're just doing some nice damage. When in defense, he can negate one attack that targets a Morphtronic. Once per turn, sorry. So, he's a pretty nice card. Morphtronic Radion. Only run 2. I find 2 is enough. You're mostly synchro summoning and you don't have many morphs on the field at once. It's mostly just power tools and other synchros. But his effect in attack mode, all morphs gain 800 attack. His effect in defense mode, all morphs gain 1000 defense. Probably one of my more favorite cards to bring out are Slingin'. Pretty much 1200 attack, 800 defense. Not the greatest card in forms of stats, but its effect is what really gives it a nice punch. When in attack mode, tribute one Morphtronic monster except Morphtronic Slingin'. So you can't tribute himself or any other Slingins on your side of the field. That is kind of a downfall. But you can destroy one card on your opponent's side of the field. Any card. It's pretty nice. Plus, when in defense position, if this card would be destroyed, you can destroy another Morphtronic to negate you control instead. So a pretty nice card. I only run one of these. It's a really good card, but it's just really hard to keep synchros going out with this guy, because Scopin will only pitch level 4s. But if your opponent's low on life points and you just need to give him a nice little hit, little tap, Morphtronics can attack directly when he's in attack mode, so pop him out in a Boomboxin, you'll most likely get game if they're low. He's a nice first turn play, face down defense. He's 1800 defense. His defense effect is Morphtronics except him can't be destroyed by battle, so he'll keep your guys alive. Moving on to the magic cards. First we got Monster Reborn, you know, staple, nice Reborn card. Just get a monster from the grave. Brain Control. This works out really nice with Remotin. Summon Remotin, remove a monster in your graveyard to add one of the same level to your hand. You're stuck with Remotin? Well, what do? You get Brain Control, people. Just take one of your opponent's monsters, and he's down one, and you got basically a free synchro for 0. Heavy Storm. You know all those spells and traps your opponent has? Well, you can just get rid of them. Love this card. Now, I don't know why more people don't run this card in a Morph deck. Maybe because they're all like, Remotin's only at 2. But this card can be hit with Remotin. And if you get 3 Remotins out and you have a nice graveyard full of Morphs, you're getting into a really nice plus, people. Plus, with Self-On alone, like Machine Dupe, if you hit it with Self-On, you got a lot of special summoning coming. 3 Junk Box. Another revive card for Morphtronics. Revive 1 level 4 or lower Morphtronic monster from your graveyard. Straight at the end phase. Who cares? Get a Scopin. Special a level 4. Synchro Summon. And you still didn't even summon yet for the turn. Morphtronic Accelerator. The nice card, I'm kind of thinking of running 2, but for now I just got 1 in the deck. Return 1 Morphtronic monster, and it is a monster, people, from your hand to the deck. Destroy 1 card on the field, and draw 1 card. It's a really nice card, and even though it reads kind of like returning a monster's a cost, it is not. So if this gets solemned or dark bribed or anything, you get to keep the monster that you would have sent. Let's move on to some equip cards to beef up our little guys. We have 3 double tools. These are really nice cards. They really help out the deck because they are weak monsters. The only downfall, it can only be equipped to Power Tool Dragon or a level 4 or higher machine type Morphtronic monster, so you can't equip this to Radion. That's probably why they made him Thunder, and that's only why I run 2. But you equip this on a Boomboxen, 2200 attack, boom boom, that's 44 right there, a nice easy hit. Plus it'll negate the effects of monsters that you attack with. So let's say this is on Boomboxen. The Boomboxen attacks face down, its effects are negated. Nothing. It's just a normal monster card at that point. Plus, it's got some nice defensive abilities if you have it on a power tool. The card that during your opponent's turn, because those effects are only for your turn, but during your opponent's turn, it doesn't get the 1000 boost, which does kind of suck, but your opponent would have to attack the monster that C&D's equipped to. So if it's equipped to a power tool, then you got yourself some defense. It just protects your little monsters, you know, if you got a cell phone on the field. Mage Power. This deck runs quite a bit of spells and traps, so I figured this just be appropriate, you know, just set a few, boost your monster up. Knighted We Stand. This deck has a lot of summoning power, so, you know, it's just really a nice power up for some monsters. Moving on to the traps. Got a Mirror Force, you know, pretty much just easy monster removal if your opponent attacks, because you got a lot of weak monsters, you know. Torrential. The really nice thing about this card, if you got a power tool on the field with an equip card, your opponent brings out, you know, something really nasty. Torrential, you get to keep your power tool, and all of the other monsters die. I'll explain how that works later if you don't know what power tool does. 3 Roars. All the little monsters are pretty weak, so you do need some stall in here. I find 3 Roars do nicely. 3 Bottomless. Same thing, you know, opponent has a big monster that's coming out. You don't want it there? Well, you know, just throw him a little Bottomless. I'm sure he'll enjoy that. He or she. And since the deck is the fastest deck, and you are running against decks like Light Sworn and just decks that screw you over, 3 Solemns. Really nice cards to have. They stop a lot of stuff your opponent can do to screw you over. You know, it's just your opponent just does something really bad, and you just like, you know, God says no. So this is just going to give you a quick rundown of the extra deck I got here. First off, Armory Arm. Really easy to get out of his cell phone in one of the tuners, so he comes out nicely. Really hard to get and to sync for are 5s and 6s because it requires either more than one cell phone or Scoping in Defense a cell phone or that Borden. But let's just pretend this is a Goyu and an Android because I don't have them with me right now. Here are the 7 stars, 2 Black Rose, you know, easy, really easy to get any 7-star and just, you know, synchro Black Rose, boom. 3 Power Tools, amazing card. This is pretty much what runs the deck. Once per turn, you reveal 3 spell cards to your opponent. They choose one of them. They choose one randomly. It gets added to your hand. If a spell card is equipped to him and he would be destroyed from any source, you can negate his destruction by attributing a card equipped to him instead. Yeah, he's a really nice card. Dark Strike, just to give that little extra punch if you're really close to an OTK. Thought Ruler, some nice life point gain if you're pretty low. 1 Colossal, in case you're fighting against Honest or something. 2 Stardust, you won't need 3. 2 works just fine. It's not the easiest to get out 8 stars because you will need a cell phone in addition to a level 4 in the tuner. Red Dragon, just some nice if your opponent's playing defensively. Last but not least, oh my god, what the hell is that doing there? Chimera Tech Fortress. Don't run Cyber Dragon. It just doesn't flow well in the deck, but you know if my opponent does, it's just in there to steal it, because I'm running all machines. Anywho, thanks guys.